Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something different called heart to heart. We're going to get personal while you get to enjoy watching my tutorial video. And today's tutorial is actually a scrapbook page. I want to talk about mental health in this channel. My intent is to have it as H2H or heart to heart Monday. As you may already know, I am a retired Army veteran. I've been in the military. I have seen and experienced a lot of traumatic events, which led to me being diagnosed with PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I'm not a licensed psychiatrist, but I am a licensed nurse. So, PTSD, it could occur in people who've experienced or witnessed a traumatic event. Now, in the beginning of the video, there was a picture of a young man with Army uniform. He is my best friend. I call him my brother, my battle buddy. His name is Joseph Moran. He recently committed suicide on August 18th, 2022. Sorry. That's still a very tough topic there. However, after his death, I have never really been the same. It led to me being diagnosed with PTSD and dealing with depression, anxiety, suicidal ideations, nightmares, visual hallucinations, auditory hallucinations. I've been through the ropes with this, and it's something that takes time. Now, I was a complete different person before his death, and his life really did affect me, and it affects my career. I have decided to try to live for him. Because I know there's many other Morans out there. And doing videos on YouTube and Instagram and my blog, those are how I've been coping. They keep my mind busy, it keeps me from thinking about it, and also helps when I am feeling down in the dumps. Now, scrapbooking is actually something that I do when I am feeling depressed. Or I am down, because I try to take pictures of my happiest moments and my reasons for living, and create this page that comes out to be amazing and turn it into a memory for me. Now, the point of H2H Monday, or Heart to Heart Monday, is to create an environment in which people can relate, people can hear about what others are going through, and it's a safe environment. I want there to be some type of communications within each other, so that you know you're not alone, especially those that are dealing with mental health issues. Understand that you are not alone, and that's one of the main things that we feel. We feel alone, and we don't think anyone else is dealing with this. Like, you see so many other people that are living their lives, and then you wonder who else has this problem, who else deals with it the way you do. And everybody handles their diagnosis differently, right? So you may have people that can put a mask on, and I mean, we all wear masks, rather it's we're having a bad day and we go to work and we smile, or we are tired and we laugh and play with our kids. We wear a mask. That is a normal thing of life, right? But what happens when that mask is too hard to put on, or you can't find it? And I felt like I was one of the people that could not find my mask. I could not put on my mask. And I looked around and I see people who were smiling, who were okay. And I just wanted to be that way again. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things, as well as how it affects people. You know, we go through these things, and sometimes we deal with family members who want to be there, but they don't know how to be there, or they're there the wrong way, or they end up kind of giving up on us because they think that we can control it, but we can't. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life is handling my mental health. And I realized that it is not as simple as just push it away. It is a very strong mind of its own. And I have family members that, you know, they kind of just, they give up. They're like, they tried, you know, and it's not that we want people to give up and we want to push people away. It's just really, really hard not to. Everything is work. Everything takes time and effort to do. And that's where a lot of people kind of get misunderstood. They believe that we just want to be alone and we don't want to be bothered, or we don't care. And that's not what it is. We just can't. It's the best way to explain. We can't. Our life feels overwhelmed. Even when we are just laying in bed, so much things in our minds are overwhelmed. People who may have been going through something, it's stuck with them. I don't know a day that I go without thinking about Moran. Everything I do or look at or hear, sometimes things that he used to say, that my son would say, those things are a constant reminder. Everyday life, when I hear an ambulance, it triggers something inside of me. If I hear too loud of a noise, so something that kind of imitates like a gunshot noise, that also triggers me tremendously. And then it affects the people that we're with. You know, my family was affected, and I think that hurts as a mother, because you want your kids and your spouse to just be able to just live and be happy. And here's an example. My son, he was graduating from middle school, and he didn't tell me about his graduation, but I got an email that let me know about his graduation. And I popped up at his graduation. My husband came with me, and when we were at his graduation, he was surprised to see me there. And at the end of the graduation, I went to him and spoke with him, and I asked him, how come you didn't tell me about your graduation today? And he said, well, Mom, because I knew there was going to be a lot of people, and I didn't want you to get triggered by anything at the graduation, or for a lot of people to be there and you have a panic attack. And guys, that broke my heart, because my kids are watching out for me. And don't get me wrong, there's things that they do now that I'm used to in a way. So like they're very careful what type of movie they put on. They don't play loud music. That I might be grateful for. But they don't slam doors. They're very careful with what they do in the house, and that's completely different in comparison to an event in their lives that I can never take back, or I can never go back to or relive. At graduation, that's his last middle school graduation. I don't think he's going to go back to 8th grade just to graduate again for me to attend his graduation. And so it really broke my heart that my son would do that to protect me, because that's not his job. I just want him to live his life. And I could understand where he came from, because when I went to my daughter's graduation, there was a lot of people, and I did have a panic attack. And my daughter left in the middle of the stage and walked up to me in the bleachers and was holding me tight and holding my head and trying to get me to breathe, to handle, you know, in the middle of her graduation. And I felt so bad that she had to do that. I felt horrible as a mom. Now I do have a service dog that goes with me in places, and she does her job. She does help me. But that day I was at work, and at that time, my commander had informed me that I couldn't have my service dog with me anymore. So I didn't have my service dog when I went to my daughter's graduation. And so I had a panic attack. And I'm always trying to avoid those things. And it's kind of crazy because the panic attack is led on by a panic thoughts or catastrophe thoughts. I was in a bunch of people, and I kept saying, oh God, what if they play a loud music? What if they do a pop or something? And I was freaking out, worrying about it. That ended up causing it. So it ended up not causing the noise or anything, but it caused the panic attack that I was fearful of getting. And I tried to the best of my abilities to control it, and I couldn't. And that's how it's like, and that's an important event. That's my child's graduation. And I could not control it for that, and I felt embarrassed in front of other people. But that's how it is, And so I have things in my childhood that could have affected? Oh, for sure, yes. I've had a lot of things in my childhood. I have, throughout my life, I've dealt with the death. I've dealt with family death. I've dealt with child abuse. I've dealt with sexual abuse. I've dealt with, and the sexual abuse as an adult and as a child. I've dealt with a lot of things, in my life. And, I felt that I handled it well. But something that I've learned in my time or with my therapy and psychiatrists and dealing with my PTSD is that you may have handled it well, or you may have actually put on a mask. You don't know how you handle some of the traumatic events that you've gone through in your life. And there's this book called The Body Keeps Count. Your body remembers, but you may not remember. And sometimes it just, after being strong for so long, it just takes sometimes the smallest thing or just one more thing to happen and you break. And I think that's what happened with me. I don't think I think I just got tired, really. I think I just got tired, and I just lost it. I broke down, and everything went haywire. It's a struggle, but I know that it takes time. And I hope that with you guys and with this channel, I'm able to reach out and help as many people as possible in dealing with their own problems and learning more of how to handle. Maybe you have a family member that has dealt with the same issue as well. I'm hoping that my channel will help on understanding and guiding you into helping those people. I am very much looking forward to Mondays and us spending time just speaking about rather some of the things that I've gone through or any topic that other people may want to speak about, or stories that other people may want to speak about. And I have my blog is currently in progress. I have someone working on it for me, and once that comes up, there will be a section there where I have something called a journal. And in that journal is where I write weekly about how my week went and some of the struggles I went through, rather even crafting, doing these videos, or even trying to get up in the morning. So that's a little bit more personal. It's kind of like a diary, but it's a diary to the public. That allows me to speak more about the struggles of my week and help hopefully others, you know, relate and realize that, hey, you know what, I have gone through that too, you know, and I understand that the struggle. I understand how hard it is, and maybe they will join in and give some advice. Now, if you're gonna comment on my page, I say keep it respectful and make sure that you are thinking of other people. Do not speak about any sensitive topic or anything that can trigger anyone. Please, 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 please be respectful. I would like to keep this channel going. Thank you for being in my channel, and I really hope that we get a good amount of views so that we can have more discussions and know what to talk about, because eventually I'll probably do it as a premiere where I will be able to interact with you guys in the chat. At the end of this video, there will be a resource page that gives you information. Please, if you are in need, if you are trying to get help or need help, please, please, please reach out to people. Let someone know, and call the hotline if you need to, okay? I hope that you realize you matter, you are beautiful, and you are the art of this. I'm Nala, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.